Alright guys, welcome to today's workout. So we're going to use two things. We're going to use the rower and we're going to use just one kettlebell. Okay, so the whole idea of today's workout, you've got your strength components with the kettlebell. We've gone with a 20 kilo. So we want you to use something that's a little bit heavier than normal and you're just going to slow the activities down. So you're going to alternate that there with the rower going at 200 meters, dogs included. Alright, so we're looking at 200 meters. I want you to pick your pace. I'm focusing a lot on trying to row a little bit slower and therefore focus on driving through my legs and getting my hip drive, my leg drive into my catch. So therefore I'm trying to work on a much slower stroke rate but still maintain the pull. So I was able to maintain an average of 16 strokes a minute for the 200 meters and still get like a 150 to a 155 per 500 split. It meant that I pretty much had to try to really rip the handles each time and a big powerful pull, and therefore it's a real slow return and onto a catch and then drive again, and that's what it's like. It feels heavy, it's not nice, but it's helping me focus on that. So when later on you'll see another video, I'm actually able to pick the pace up a lot and I'm able to actually now maintain for a good easy 250 meter sprint about a 122 split per 500. I'm not yet to try the 500 and see if I can maintain that, but that slower pace and that bigger pull and therefore focusing on my leg drive is actually helping me in other things. So without further ado, the movements that we're going to do here, I've only got 5 that we're going to do. I chose to add another 3 in just to build up the time, but then that's at your discretion. So first one, it's a lateral clean, so meaning that it's going to come across your body and it's going to come up here and clean. So the kettlebell will start on the floor, swing to a clean. So we're pivoting through the hips, so like a golf ready swing, we're pivoting through the hip, back down, swing. Now all of these movements we're just simply going for an easy 10. So in that case I go 10 on my right hand, change 10 on my left hand. I'm not alternating, I'm just going 10 right, put it down, 10 left, back in the row again for 200 meters. Next one is a form of a cossack squat. You might want to call it a lateral lunge. It's entirely up to you what you can do as far as the movement is concerned. It's like pistols, blah, blah, blah. So again, we're coming into the front rack position. I'm simply stepping out further. I'm coming out as if I'm attempting to do a cossack and I'm coming down and do, okay? So again, I'm going to go with this case, 10 on the right hand, stand up, change it, 10 on the left hand. If it becomes a lateral lunge, and that's what works for you, do so. But the main thing of the front rack is to try to avoid bending over too much and to try to drive down. In my case, it's trying to help me work on building some flexibility in the ankles. On the rower again. We're then going to come into a different variation of a swing. So it's what I call like a hip to hip toss. Now, if you can't get this the first couple of times, you probably find you're going to glance that kettlebell off of here. If that's the case, don't try it, and therefore just try your normal Russian swing. But pretty much it is, I'm starting in the single, one single, hip, hip. If you look, notice my feet, okay? As I come round, my hip's driving, my foot's coming off. So therefore, when I swing out, my foot is down and it's helping with the opposite drive. Again, just another variation of swing, bringing our hips and our core into it a lot more. Back onto the rower. Seated press, simply as it sounds. Find somewhere to sit. In this case, I've chosen the ground rather than sitting on a bench. Bring the kettlebell up. Hold the abs. And you're getting your press from the front rack position. Again, we're going for 10 on each side. Now, if you want to with a seated press, go 5 and 5 and do that twice. Last one is a snatch into a windmill. So if you've not done this before, go with a lighter kettlebell, particularly on the windmill component. So what it basically is, we're going to snatch the kettlebell up to here. We're then going to step out a bit and we're going to come into a windmill. Basically, it's one hand is staying up, other hand is coming down. So what it looks like, snatch from here, turn, here, down, change hands, other snatch, and switch. So with that one, I chose to alternate just so that one side wasn't getting fully loaded for the 10, and therefore I alternated. What I did do, 5 on the right, 5 on the left, take a break, go again, 5 on the right, 5 on the left, take a break, and therefore back onto the roller. Now, if you're doing those 5 plus the 200-meter rows, it's probably going to take you, say, 16, 17, 20, 22 minutes or thereabouts, depending upon what you're able to pull the 200 at. It may take you longer, that's fine. Use the time. If you end up in that 20 to 23, 24 minute mark, then what I simply want you to do is use your brain, grab some other stuff. So I ended up pulling in little combinations of swing and clean and snatch and push jerk, and did those for a round, went back on some normal swings, went back on some rows, some side rows, which are slightly different that we've not seen here before, and therefore on the back on the roller. And then in the final minute, when I heard there was a minute to go, simply cleared everything out, put the rower on, I gave myself that final minute, jumped on for the 200 and just went for it. Went as fast as I could and tried to maintain a fast tempo, and also try to get my split, and I managed to get my split down to around the 120 over that 200 or so meters. That's to work out kettlebell and rower. It's more endurance based, a bit of strength moves, a bit of conditioning on the rower, and as always, just enjoy.